Hi everyone, I'm Rose and I am from Minerva, and for today's video we have a fabric showcase on the Minerva core range Soft Touch Crepe fabric. Now I'll be going through some basic information about this fabric as well as my own tips and tricks, and I'll also be pairing it with some patterns for you to have a try. So let's start with some basic information about the Minerva core range Soft Touch Crepe fabric. The Minerva core range Soft Touch Crepe fabric is a crepe fabric, as the name suggests. It's quite a subtle crepe, so it's not overly textured. It's very, very smooth, very soft, and as you can see, the drape of this material is quite flowy. It does have a subtle shimmer or a subtle sheen to it as well. So we're not looking at something that is satin, overly shiny. This is very subtle and very delicate in appearance. It's a lightweight material. It's made from 100% polyester, and because it's made from polyester, it also means that it doesn't crease very easily, which is fantastic for those of us who don't particularly like to iron. If you did need to put creases into this, or you need to put pleats or tucks, then you can use a wet tea towel over top of underneath a cool iron to put some creases into it, but you don't really want to be using direct heat onto this material. As with any polyester, you don't put an iron on top of it. There's such a large, vast range of colours of this material. If you look on the Minerva website, find this material, there's so many colours, it's just unbelievable. So it makes it a great fabric to have in your fabric collection. If, say, you had a pattern that you wanted to try out and you had a fabric in, say, a pattern fabric in a similar drape that you wanted to make that pattern out of, but you didn't want to go in with 2 feet and make it straight away, you need to adjust the fit or something like that, then this also makes a great fabric for mock-ups or toils. Because it's affordable, you can have a good quantity of this in your collection. And it just makes a good alternative to try out the fits of the pattern, to try out the different elements of the pattern before you commit to, say, a different material. It will also make a great fabric for linings. So if you've got linings of a dress or linings of a jacket, skirt, trousers, that type of thing, then this is a fantastic alternative to, say, a satin. If you don't like sewing with satin, this makes a brilliant alternative to that, because it's lightweight, which is perfect, with what you need for, say, jackets and dresses, but it's not shiny, and it's still delicate in feel, and it's still a lightweight material. So it's machine washable, so it's really, really easy to care for this material. When you get any material in the post, make sure that you do wash it, because that is really important. If you don't wash a new material, the shrinkage, the 10% shrinkage isn't eliminated, which means when you wash your finished garment, if it shrinks, your seams are going to get puckered and misshapen, so you need to make sure that you wash any material that you get in the post, or when you buy any material, really. You can use universal needles on this fabric, so your sharps. When you're sewing with any sort of delicate material, you need to make sure that your needles are sharp. But if they're not and they're broken or they're dull, it will catch on the threads of the material and it will pull it through, and you'll get those gathers where the tension of the thread's been altered. So, and you don't really want that, because it's going to go and ruin your fabric and it's not going to look nice on your garment. So make sure that you use a sharp needle. Closet core Charlie Caftan pattern is a dress pattern, and as you can see, it comes in 3 styles. So we've got view A, view B and view C. It comes in sizes 0 to 20, and it's for lightweight materials, floaty materials, which makes it a great pairing for this fabric, really. Now view A is more boxy in style, it's more architectural in design, so it's got those 2 deep darts at the front. All three patterns come with that deep V-neck as well, which uses light fusible interfacing, so you will need to get some light fusible interfacing and polyester thread if you are going to use this material with that pattern. Now view B is more softer in style, so it has that centre panel and it has some gathering at the front, which is going to show off this material well, because like I said, this material's got a nice drape to it, so once you get those gathers in, it's just going to look really pretty. View C also has that centre panel, and it has that tie waist at the back. Again, that tie waist is going to bring in the fabric, so this material is going to flow really well. It's going to create those lovely gathers. All three styles have no sleeves. They are short dolman sleeves, so there's no setting in of sleeves. So it makes it an easy pattern for beginners. You know, perhaps if you wanted to make something up really quick, then this is a great pattern. And paired with this fabric, it makes a fantastic combination for the Charlie caftan closet core pattern. What I've noticed about the Vogue sewing pattern 9311 on the Minerva community is that it's a pattern that's made again and again in the different styles. So it does make it an easy pattern to make for beginners, to say maybe if you haven't had a lot of experience in sewing but you want to make something stylish and quick, then this along with this fabric is a great combination and a great place to start. So it's for a woven non-stretch material, which of course is what this material is. There's no stretch in it whatsoever. And view A, so view A has no sleeves, but it does have a ruffle at the bottom. Now because this material comes in such a wide range of colours, you could mix and match the colours of that ruffle. You could create maybe contrasting elements, perhaps have the dress in one colour and the ruffle in another colour. So that's a good adaptable part of that dress. Now they both come with bust darts and shoulder darts as well, and they have this dramatic deep V neckline on the dress. View B, in contrast to view A, has these voluptuous sleeves and they are gathered at the wrist. So this material, because it does gather really well, it's going to create a nice full rounded bodied sleeves. It also has pockets and it's maxi length, and it's got a slit up the leg for the skirt. This pattern is a wrap dress pattern, so as you can see it wraps around the body, which makes it very flattering for any body shape, and it also has that tie waist at the back. Now view A is a short dress, view C is a midi length dress, and view D and B are full length dresses. View C has this curved flounced neckline, so that goes all the way around the back of the neck as well, so that's a different element to this pattern. Each one has different sleeves variation and neckline variations. There's no reason though that you couldn't mix and match those elements. Say if you wanted C, say you didn't want C as a midi length, but you wanted it as a maxi length, then you could very well do that. If you wanted to remove the ruffle, you could. View A you could make longer, view D you can make shorter. So there's different things you can play around with the pattern of this pattern. And of course, if you are making a mock-up, then this fabric is a great combination. You can also play around with the different colours of the fabric with the different dress styles as well. So if you wanted the flounce in a contrasting colour, then of course that is entirely possible. We've had a few dress patterns, so now we've got a blouse pattern, and that is the Burda 6632. This pattern is for a lightweight material, which of course is what this fabric is. It is a more intermediate sew, and that's due to a few of the elements like the plackets on the sleeves and the dart tucks on the shoulders. Both have these deep V necklines as well, and as you can see, there's buttons at the front. Those buttons are purely decorative. You've got the loops as well, but it's actually a pull-on blouse. Now view A has no sleeves, but view B does have sleeves, and you'll see it's got plackets around the wrist. What might be a nice idea for the buttons is to have them in different colours. So say you've got a plain blouse colour, but you did all the buttons in different colours. I think that would make quite a unique piece, really. It's worth practicing those plackets and those tucks before you actually make the blouse, just to make sure that you are confident with doing them. And you'll also need a lightweight interfacing to go with this pattern. The Vogue Sewing Pattern 1692 is an absolutely gorgeous pattern. As you can see, it's a dress pattern. It's very dramatic, incredibly sultry, and I've chosen it to go with this fabric because I think you could use this fabric either as a lining for the dress or the main body as well. I've picked it with the pink because it mirrors the red of the photograph. And as you can see, the lining of the dress does show, so you could really have some fun with that. Say if you used a pattern fabric instead of a plain fabric, you could really play around with those different elements. It's a pattern that is cut all in long pieces, so there's no waist seam at all. It's very fitted around the bust, the waist and the hips, so fit is very important with this pattern. I would definitely recommend doing a mock-up first before you commit to any type of special material. The top of the dress has a keyhole, and it's also bias bound around the neckline, and you'll see on the reverse of the pattern that the dress has a racer style back, so it comes between the shoulder blades. It's fastened with an invisible zip, and it also has a very dramatic side slip that comes up to about mid-thigh. The Vogue 9327 is an intermediate dress pattern, and as you can see, it comes with a few different sleeve variations. It also has these neck darts and the bust darts. It's quite a high neckline as well, which is quite nice, and it offers full coverage as well, so it's quite a modest sort of style dress. Definitely want to think about the fit of this garment, so it's worth making a mock-up first. You may find that the bust darts or the neck darts need to be adjusted, so just play around with that. Make sure you get the fit right before you commit to any special type of material. As you can see, the sleeves options are quite varied. View B has these like open sleeves with a sort of fold over, and they've got cuffs around them. So you could really play around with the colours of that as well, and perhaps do them in different colours, make a statement out of them. Handmade by Chloe has made this dress pattern with those wide open flouncy sleeves, and she's made it with this crepe fabric. And you can see as she twirls around how this fabric moves with that circle skirt. It has a great flow to it. There's a few other things you'll need with this pattern. So you'll need buttons if you are using the sleeve styles with the buttons, and an invisible zip. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it and found it informative. We've been showing off the Minerva core range Soft Touch Crepe fabric and some pattern pairings for them. Any patterns and fabrics mentioned in this video you'll find in the description box, and if you have any comments or questions, please do put them in the comment section. If you haven't already, now would be a great time to join the Minerva community, and you can do so by creating a free account. When you do, you'll get a 10% discount. So the Minerva community is a wonderfully supportive network of creators, sewers and makers who share what they do. They share their own posts, and if you do join, you will also get to share your own makes as well. And if you have used any of these patterns or any of the fabrics in this video, do tag me in what you post about, because I would love to see them. So we're all done, and I hope to see you next time.